Hello everyone! What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera ever so slightly. How are you all? How are you all? I hope you're doing wonderfully on this Saturday evening. I got a little worried going into this stream because of some of the things that are currently happening in the world. But I thought, you know what? It's a silly game. It's really kind of stupid and it shouldn't really be too big of a problem, right? But for those who haven't played it before, this is the Streets of Rage remake. That's it, Streets of Rage remake. It's the unofficial Streets of Rage remake. I'm going to turn that screen off because I keep getting distracted by it. And this is a whole ton of fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the shop to test the sound levels. I have a feeling it's too loud. You're all going to have to tell me because I can't really tell. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. It is way too loud. Now, what I'm thinking is, I've recently upgraded the, there we go. How's that? Sorry everyone. So what happened recently was I upgraded the operating system on my computer. I'm now running OS 2004. I was running 1910. A whole bunch of stuff has changed. So you're actually quite lucky. I didn't actually think this was going to work. But hopefully that's not too loud anymore. So one of the things that I've been doing off stream is I've actually gone through and spammed so for those who don't know, Streets of Rage the remake has 4 separate stories built into it, and you can download extras, and once I've unlocked it you can actually make your own in the Streets of Rage maker. I haven't unlocked it yet. One of the great things about this is that when you complete each story you get a bunch of credits to spend, and as you can see I've already bought 4 of the unlockable characters based on some characters from in the other series. So far with my playtesting, Rudra has been the best one to play as, but you've also got try that again. You've also got Elle, who essentially is Whip Lady or Lady Lash if you are of a double dragon background, and we also have Ash, who is at the time it was kind of an acceptable. It's nowhere not that now. It was an acceptable sort of take of the whole flamboyant homosexual atmosphere, but we don't talk about that because this is a game based on old stuff. And Ash, who is one of the bosses in Streets of Rage 2. I'm not sure who that one's going to be, but I'm guessing that one's going to be Rue. So that's pretty cool. Some of the other things you can buy are things like 2 bosses, same characters, all that kind of stuff. I just need to go through the game a whole bunch of time and get the stuff, right? And then there's things like you can go, I know, I'll have a look at each of the characters, right? Read a little about them. I like that they haven't put Blaze's weight on there. I've never noticed that before. That's pretty cool. Let's turn that screen off because I keep getting distracted by it again. Yeah, you get each of the characters that I've unlocked will appear here. So as I unlock more, they will appear. So you can see Shiva, you can see Ash, you can see Elle, and you can see Rudra, right? Ninja. There you go. Fighting style ninjutsu. Feel like a lot of dopeness will be happy about that one. Anyway, one of the things to note about this, right? If you are able to track it down and you go into the shop, has to be when your system clock is at 3 AM. Blaze can be asleep, and if you buy something whilst Blaze is asleep, there's a chance that you can steal it. And if you do that and she doesn't catch you, brilliant. But if you do that and she does catch you, you can then no longer buy anything ever again, which is pretty cool. And sometimes when you go in, you can say, oh look, there's a bonus of -5% there. If I had enough, I'd be able to buy it. But there you go. Let's come back out of there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose CPU. I've actually switched over to hard now, right? The last time that I streamed this I was playing in easy mode, then I went and did it on normal a few times by myself, and now I'm playing it on hard. As you can see, like I said, I've unlocked these extra characters, which is pretty cool. Yeah, don't steal, folks. And there's 2 different skins there. Ash only really has one, but has different sort of flat swaps. I am going to play as Rudra because that's how I feel. I'm going to go with the silver and blue, I think. And then for the CPU, I think it's going to be the Duke of Deliciousness himself. But I think in his standard gear. The Duke of Deliciousness. So for those of you, like I said, for those of you who haven't played it, there are 4 separate storylines to play through. He's doing my raving Nana, that's what he's doing. A little bit of a thin blue line deep cut for you there, but there you go. Right, here we go. Also going to open my can of unaffiliated orange soda. Who loves orange soda? See if anyone remembers that, but there you go. So yes. Oof. Right, so here we go. So when we get past this bit, we'll see Screech has asked, am I going to open a can of whoop-ass? I am indeed going to open a can of whoop-ass. A cap-and-appin of whoop-ass, apparently. Right, so, Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 1, and then I always get confused whether this is Streets of Rage 3 or that's Streets of Rage 3. But what we're going to do is we're going to go with this one, right? Because why not? We're going to start this route. Each one of them has slightly different story beats. Rudra has this wonderful ability where if I can see if I can grab someone without him trying to... Let's see if I can go. That was really cool, right? There's also the grab them by her legs thing that she does. One of the things that Rudra's, one of Rudra's special abilities is that she's able to, the characters that you can't fling over your head, like the big fat dudes, she can fling them, which is pretty cool. Let me just... Whoops. Ran into that bunch, right? I am indeed Squidge. I am playing as the Blue Blur. So because she's one of these unlockable characters, one of the things that she has is so Adam has the ability to call on the police for backup, right? He can call for, I don't know, some kind of airstrike or whatever. Oh dear, I just got whacked on the head. Call for some kind of airstrike, right? Whereas, so this is the only time that Rudra can do it. Hers isn't like that. Let me see if I can get to the boss real quick and show you. She basically sets everyone on fire, which is a whole bunch of fun, right? This, I don't know why, right? But the layout of this area that they've created for this game, for this storyline, always reminds me of, you know, the Simpsons 4-player arcade fighting game. It reminds me of that. I don't know whether it's because of the colours of the tomato shop or what. It always reminds me. One thing to point out, dear listener, I'm going to move the mouse and show you. This thing right here. Oh, you can't see the mouse. Bottom of the screen it says OPA. Oppa. Now, that's to do with boobies, but in Japanese. So there you go. A little bit of Japanese language knowledge dropped on you there. Don't know whether you knew. There you go. Let's slap this guy in the face. Here we go. One of the cool things about Rudra is she has this ability to chuck ninja stars, right? How cool is that? How do you feel about throwing ninja stars? Does throwing a ninja star affect the Streets of Rage ability? Does it become an alley of annoyance? Or is it okay to throw ninja stars? That's what I want to know. One thing I'll wait for you all to answer that question before I answer my next one, because I do have another question. So I'll wait for a little bit, see what answers we get in the chat. Let's do this. See if I can bust these bins open. Oh, okay. Go past Club Atlas. It's a bit naff that he's getting all the kills, look. There you go. Whatever keeps you alive on hard mode. You're absolutely right there, Squidge. Throw all the things. Throw all the things. Oh dear. Oh dear. I am hoping to make it up to Mania, which is the hardest difficulty setting on this game. Hopefully I can get there. There you go. So here's my question, right? We posted this over on Twitter not so long back. Now Squidge, this may hurt your eyes because I don't watch this bit with full screen, right? let's just do some beating up of some fools. I hate these Garnet-like characters, the females that jump about the place. Really, really distresses me. There you go. That's why, yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe you shouldn't watch with full screen there, Squidge, because that's a bit flashy, isn't it? But there you go, I'll tell you what I'll do. Oh, I was going to use a special, but I can't, because there's no point now. We're about to stick on Ash anyway, so let's do that. Right. Okay. Save it for when I take a rush. So, use the Gatling gun if you find one. Alright, cool. It's a good point there, Squidge. You should always use a Gatling gun if you find one. Recreate that scene in Terminator 2, right? But yes, so the question I was going to have, right, earlier on, whoops, the question I was going to have earlier on is, what is everyone's favourite stage, or stage type, of Streets of Rage, and why is it the elevator stage? Leave this far. Yeah. That's my question to you all. What's your favourite stage and why is it the elevator stage? Or is it not the elevator stage and can we not be friends anymore? Oh, yeah, no, there we go. Yes, Squidge, whatever your answer is, I wanted to say it. Because even though I do know it, I want everyone else to know what it is. Wow, keeps tricking me about this. So yeah, share with the group, Squidge. Since when did the character I was playing as turn into the woman from Golden Axe? I like that, Squidge. See, that wasn't the boss. The boss for this stage is actually Yasha and Bunny Hume, which is a bit upsetting. In their Terminator 1 outfits, right? Their outfits just make me think of the club scene from the first Terminator movie. In fact, it's Sarah Connor's roommate, that's who it makes me think of. You know, she's got the music playing, right? That's right, I'm hitting you with some really deep, really deep Terminator cuts to there, apparently. Have some ninja stars to the face. Oh, yeah. Ginger, is that the name of the roommate, or? So I'll come back to what Spooky said in a minute, but Squidge, you said Ginger was the name of someone. Is that the name of the roommate from Terminator? And you're absolutely right there, Spooky. The elevator screen, the elevator stage is just the loading screen, and you're absolutely right in all senses of the word. Thank you very much for clarifying this, Squidge. I didn't know that the, well, obviously the roommate character must have a name, right? I didn't realise that it was Ginger. Oh. Let me get the kill. I'm gonna do it like this. Got him. The elevator stage is just the playable loading screen. Oh, wouldn't that be brilliant? Just an elevator stage that goes on forever and ever and ever. That would be the best, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? Would you play that? And why? Ooh. Yeah. Just double check on the screen, make sure everything's visible. Seems like it's visible, but do give me a shout if it's not. Oh yes, this is the essentially the beta level from Streets of Rage 3. The one that got cut. So, yeah. Barrels, barrels, barrels. Mushroom, mushroom. Yeah, they essentially recreated this verbatim in this version of the game. This was in the beta version of Streets of Rage 3, and they just basically recreated it. Middle again, I think. Go to the top. Go back to the middle. See if we can do it. Look at those two. There we go. Smashed him. So. You're absolutely right there, Spooky. A lot of games do have countless floors, stages. There's one in the Warriors, the Warriors games, the Koei historical brawlers, and they have a countless level, and that's loads of fun. Because you just, that is quite literally what Chief calls the Asian genocide simulator. It's really really quite horrible to put it that way, but that's what he calls it, and he's kind of not wrong. Yes, you're right there, Switch. Just like the survival horror, that'd be an interesting mode. The survival mode in the first Samurai Warriors game. Yeah, you just start the level and carry on playing until you reach the end. There is no end, right? So you carry on until you die. What's this? You can battle people from Dynasty Warriors at level 30 to 60. If you can. It is a load of fun. Maybe one day I'll do a Samurai Warrior stream, because I've got my PlayStation 2 emulator working now. So, thanks. Stupid thing punched me in the face. But yeah, I've got my PS2 emulator working properly on here now, so maybe that should be the next thing I do. How dare he move? Well, you know what? We'll just set him on fire. Whoosh! Couple more K and I'll have an extra star, which means my movement for that will change slightly. Yes. So the other question that I have relating to Streets of Rage, right? And this one might prove difficult for some folks. You may not know the names of them, but what is your favourite piece of music from Streets of Rage, right? Because let's be honest, the music plays a huge part in the experience, right? Excuse me. Now, of course, one thing I'll point out is that obviously, because I'm playing as Rudra, I won't be able to do no Bajinga. because I'm playing as Rudra, I won't be able to do the thing that I was gift for, right? Gift, I don't know, whatever it is, I won't be able to do that again. But I will make a solemn promise to you now, if Adam is to do his all for backup thing, then I will do the dance. This fight may take a very long time. I got micro liquid. Yes! Jiff, Sif, Gif, Biff, Tiff, Liff, Whiff, and Triff. I don't know. Whoever it was, that's what I got. Oh dear. Stage 2 done. How do you feel about that? Flying through these levels, right? I'm not really flying. Well, I guess I am flying through these as Rudra, because she does that flying attack thing. So maybe I am flying through the levels. What do you all think? Did I change up my tactic and not let Adam take the Duke of Deliciousness take all of the attacks? You know what, Spooky? I'm really tempted to. And now that you've said it, I think I will change my email signature to have that GIF, GIF, SIF, BIF animated thing. Oh yeah. Stick bomb. Oh yeah, picked up a stereo. Y'all remember those ghetto blastery type things back in the day? Oh dear. Not that great, right? They didn't age well. All those movies in the 80s of all those people just sort of walking down the street with one on the shoulders. Y'all remember that stuff? Look at this. Yes. See above. Are you? Yes, I am. Well, not yet. I will be using it as my email signature from now on. Oh, that would have been great, that squidge, if the second I picked up the stereo, it stopped playing music. Oh dear. Yes. What is everyone's favourite piece of Streets of Rage music, right? Because the music is an important part of the experience, so clearly everyone's got to have a favourite, right? And if you're lucky, I may even attempt to do a version of it live on stream, just like wobbly wobbly sort of thing. Try it. As long as you tell me which one it is, I'll try it. Just put this guy in the head. Whoops. Some stars. 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 Got him. Watch, please. Try what? I can actually do it for a second. What am I going to try? I'm going to try, right? If you're willing to tell me which Streets of Rage songs is the best, I will attempt to doodly do them live on stream. So that's what I need to do. You'll need to tell me, and I will attempt to doodly do them. I don't know whether doodly do is a verb, but that's what I will try. So, just need you all to tell me. Oh, going downstairs now. The second stage from Streets of Rage 1. Oh. In there, that's not the one in the pub, is it? Because that's Streets of Rage 2, isn't it? I have to figure out a way of reminding myself of what it is. First stage with Baraka the Rapper in Streets of Rage 1. Maybe I shouldn't have set myself this challenge because I can't remember the songs now. Stage fright, innit? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what we'll call it anyway. I'm gonna have that apple. What was that guy doing? Did you see him? Having a bit of a dance, I think. Come on. Let's get out of the way. Love that. He was panning for gold. You've always got an answer, you ain't you, Squidge? You can answer for everything. Do you have an answer in service? Shouldn't have really taken that apple. You've got an answer for everything, haven't you? I've got an answer in service. Maybe I shouldn't have screwed up that space line. What do you think? Oh dear. Thanks. I'm not entirely sure what the synthesizer is doing at this level. It's like free-form jazz sort of thing, isn't it? Tell me what it is. It's like the dystopian. The synth was playing itself. I think it's like the dystopian nonsense from Resident Evil Director's Cut, Dual Shock Edition, right? If we can get him. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I got starred. Yeah, got him. Ah. Should have really been paying attention, right? Should have. One thing I really like, right, about this game is it's the super violent version. If I can score a kill with the katana, it chops them in half. It's absolutely balls to the wall. Brilliant. This bit is very clearly a let's make Jamie lose all of his lives level, right? Not a let's make an average player lose all their lives level. Just Jamie. Because he's not so good at this bit. There you go. What's your top tip for surviving this level? Is it just stay out of the damn thing's way? You need the glow. You've got the glow. Can you see the glow? Oh! Got taken out again. That's what, 5 lives lost on this level so far? Can you see the glow? Have we got the glow? Are we happy now with the glow of the controller? Oh! Ah! Woot! I'm glad that I could entertain you, Squidge. Drop him on his head. That'll sort him out. Yeah. Yeah, if I can score a kill with the katana, it chops him in half. Ugh! Ping! Oh well. Oh! Quite glowy, this controller, isn't it? Very glowy. Ping, ping. I like this piece of music, but I don't think it's original to the games, though. I think this one is original to this game. I don't think that's what it actually sounds like, but it's what it sounds like in my head. Comes the boss. These fat dudes, right? The only character in the game that I know of who can lift them over their head is indeed Rudra. Let me see if I can grab one. Whoa. Oh, I got set on fire. You're absolutely right there, Squidge. Yes, the track does vibrate a little bit as the train approaches. What I should do is, like, stay out of the way of the fire. That's a good idea, right? Set him on fire. Whoosh! No other character in the game can do that. That was in the base game Streets of Rage 3, and Spooky said about the tracks. Ah, right, yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry, I got everyone's names wrong. I am fighting a boss, you know. And I'm not very good at this game, I'll point out. Chuck some stars over there, there we go. Yeah! Oh, that's set on fire in there. That's not good, is it? Thought I'd do it if it happened. Water already. We've got a right choice of what to drink from. With my Resident Evil coasters. Check that stuff out. It looks just like a PlayStation box. How cool is that? My favourite one out of the lot is not Resident Evil 2 one. It is the low-key OG Resident Evil 1 one. How clear that's going to be. Check that out. It even has on the back everything that was found on the back of the box. Cooler there. Now I've got to make a decision. I am going to go with this one because I didn't do this one last time. What, you want some of these coasters, do you, Squidge? Well, all you got to do is go buy them. Get out of the way of that falling pan. It's not even a pan, what am I talking about? Grab the sunglasses. Get out of the way! Oh. They are great, I've got to say. They are really good coasters. I think I got them from what was the name of the shop? It's like Geek Hut or something like that in Hull, in Cakeland. And when I bought them, they gave me a free pair of socks, which I don't know. I'm not always a big fan of free socks. I don't understand why I got free socks, but there you go. Well, no, I know exactly why I got the free socks. I got the free socks because they were having trouble shifting them. They were Sonic the Hedgehog 2 inspired socks. In that each of the pairs of socks were designed to look like one of the stages in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is fair enough if you're a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or need some socks. But whilst I am a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I'm not that big of a fan, and I don't need any socks. So. Lol, did you see that? He just yeeted himself down there. That's right, I can use the word yeet, right? I'm vaguely person-like. Let's see what's behind here. Oh yeah. Got him. Wonder what's with the lanterns. I mean, I guess they're underground, right? Oh, okay. New question. Doesn't really fit, but new question. Streets of Rage, best enemy to fight. So, who's your favourite enemy to fight? Who's the worst enemy to fight? Right? Because that's something I absolutely... Here's the thing. Right? I hate fighting the Vega from Street Fighter ripoff, right? And I also hate fighting who is essentially the Ultimate Warrior. I hate those two fights. Yeah, Scrooge is saying the Ultimate Warrior guy. Absolutely. He's the worst. Worst person to fight. Because, like, you can't hit him. Because he just blocks everything. And then decides to rage out. And when he rages out, you literally can't do anything. Oh. Oh yeah, it's all. Whoop. See if I can get away from this. Oh, we're not gonna. Oh. Then we just need to move around here and then dunk. Absolutely, they're spooky. The fat flamethrower dudes do move very fast for big fellas, and they always give everyone loads of trouble. As soon as you figure out the pattern, you're good to go. But it's figuring out that pattern. And lift. Oh yeah, elevator level hype. Whoop whoop whoop. I remember when I played the Streets of Rage games with Screech, we would always spend our time trying to goad the enemy to come towards us so we could fling them off the edge. It's the only way to play these levels. That's my attempt at throwing shapes in the church. Try again, Jimmy. Chickens, please. That was my attempt at throwing shapes in the Church of Dance. Feel a bit like Twist from Space when I do that. Get out of here. No ticket. Yes, bit of an Indiana Jones reference for you there, folks. That's the one. Small big fish, small fish cardboard box. Oh no, fell off the edge. Big fish, small fish cardboard box. Yes. Let's see if we can clear this area out. Gonna move? Nope. There we go. We should be moving now, right? Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's these dudes. So, for me, right, worst enemies to fight in this game I don't even know what they're called, but if I say the word Raven, you might get the idea. It's the kickboxing types, so not these dudes, but the dudes from Streets of Rage 2, who are like, if you think Jean-Claude Van Damme kickboxer, that look, right? Always under attack. No, I'm gonna take one anyway. Haha! Spaced! Yes! Tires at the traffic crossing is genius! If you haven't seen that, if you don't know what that is, you should just Google for spaced tires. Tires as in, you know, the same spelling that you'd use for your bicycle, right? Crossing dance, I guess? It is genius. Absolutely. Oh. You know when you're punching a fool and someone comes up behind him and throws him over their shoulder? Oh. Oh, this will be the custom storyline. So Squidge, I'm going to need your help because I haven't done this one yet. So at the end of this one, you have to rescue the mayor, I think. Well, I don't know which direction to go. So I'm going to need your help, Squidge. Sorry to crash the party. It's Chicken Heart Vickers. Oh dear. So Squidge hasn't got a clue as to which direction I should go in at the end of the game, but that's fine. Just stay out of the way, you see. Decompression in that. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what happens if you fall out the window and I have to go, no ticket. You know, because I've always... Right, Indiana Jones and the third one, right? When he's on the blimp and he yeets someone out the window and he just points at all those Germans and says no ticket. Are they going to know what he means? Ooh. I suppose context, but even so. Chuck this guy over my shoulder. Oh, Dogma. Oh. Over here. I tell you, this pop is really, really gassy. Yeah! Chucked her out the window. Oh dear. There we go, got him. Dogma is a brilliant movie. If you haven't seen Dogma, you really should. It's one of the many Kevin Smith. What's the name of his universe of movies? It's not the Smithyverse, is it? It's like the Morleyverse or something? I don't know. But he has a whole series of movies where they're all different characters except for the direct sequels. And they're all played by relatively the same people. View Askew. Thank you ever so much there, Spooky. I'm not going to always count on you for help with... Whoops. I know I can always count on you for help with movie things, because you're such a genius. Chuck some, there we go. Let's get rid of her. Another one of these fat dudes is able to run about. That's it, the Viewer Skew Universe, there we go. Ah, he's chucked me over his shoulder. Tell you what, let's just set me on fire. WSF. What do you reckon WSF stands for? World Snazzy Football? I don't know. Okay. We're all still in one piece. Air support is now out of the question. Thanks, Chicken Heart Vickers. Hello. Don't know where we are, but let's go inland. Maybe there's some people around. No, maybe you've landed on the only unpopulated tropical island in New York. Ooh, I've got a pear. Yum, yum, yummy. Le danger. Yeah, walked into that, didn't I? Listen, Linda Lash. That's it. Give you pink hair. Got her. Oh. Oh. So, what did you all think of the SpaceX launch? Or the Dragon launch, or the Falcon launch, or whatever it was, the launch of the thing that was launched into space? Right? That's exciting, right? So for those who may be watching on demand at a later stage, this was recorded very shortly after that initial launch into space. You didn't watch it, Squidge? Well, you've missed out on something. So when just real quick, when I said earlier on, the guys that I don't like fighting is these guys. Because they're able to block every single attack. Like, I can even throw the shurikens at them and they'll still somehow block them. It's Revenge of Shinobi time. Got him. Oh dear. So my own personal thoughts on the space launch. It was amazing to watch. This wonderful feat of engineering. Hundreds of thousands of person hours have gone into getting these people into space, which is brilliant. No, let's go this way. I hate that level. There's got big things about. Looking forward to a moon landing in my lifetime. They've said it's, oh, potential moon landing in 2024. That would be really cool. The green dude. I hate fighting that green dude. That's the boss that I hate fighting. I don't think that did any damage to either of them, did it? I wasn't looking, I was kind of dancing at the time. Kind of dancing, because I don't really dance, but there you go. It's the best you're going to get out of me, I'm afraid. Yeah! Giving you the stars to the face. Can you imagine that? A moon landing. How cool would that be, right? One thing to point out for non-devs, right? That's a good one, that one is. So that's all saying that one of them looks like Zack from Tabs and Spaces on a bad hair day. Yeah, can you imagine, right? Oh yeah, so for people who are not developers, right? The Jet Propulsion Library, the NASA software code base, is the most expensive code base in the world, right? Because it costs, I think they cost it out something like $500 million per line of code. Because they test, and retest everything. Whoa, that is a really cool little tidbit there, Spooky. The suits that the astronauts were wearing were designed by the guy that made the Iron Man and Captain America costumes. Oh, it's that level. Slice these folks up. That is a really cool tip, and to be fair, if you want to design a spacesuit that looks kind of modern and cool on film, then of course you're going to hire the dude who... Well, that's unconscious bias, I do apologise. You're going to hire the person who made the suits for the movie. That makes perfect sense, right? In the same way that Tesla hired... Whoops. The same way that Tesla hired the guy who designed the chassis for all of the NASA space missions to design the chassis for the Tesla cars, right? Totally makes sense. They were, whoa, each suit was bespoke to the individual astronaut. That's really cool. I did not know that. That is really cool. So Al is the software testing expert. Definitely check out what she said there in the chat about testing and then basically hoping. Let's go up. Oh well, missed it. But yeah, the software, the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Library. Check it out. Do some googling for it because it is amazing. Just the amount of effort that they put into every single software release. Because if I were one of the people going up in the rocket, I would demand to be a dragon. You would, Squidge. You would. But yeah, the Jet Propulsion Library's code base is just amazing, right? And the folks behind writing the software that went to the moon and went into space and all these kind of things, right? There's a story of, I forget who it was, one of the development team. Now the development teams for NASA are usually a lot more diverse than your average, diverse and inclusive than your average development team, right? Usually whoever is best at the job will get the job, regardless of the gender roles or anything like that that may or may not be involved. But I want to say it was Hamilton, is that right? No, that's not right. I forget who it was. There was a lady who wrote essentially the large stack of code that went into the lunar lander. Yeah, the lady who wrote the large stack of code that went into the lunar lander, essentially they had to patch it live, which meant nobody was allowed to touch any of the controls whilst the code slowly downloaded from the Jet Propulsion Library. This was 60s, 70s, right? Had to download over radio, right? Had to download the code over radio. They couldn't test it because obviously it was going to run live. And yeah, and I think Al was telling the story earlier on about how the parts of the was it Al that was telling the story, or was it Jim? Where for parts of the lunar landing code, there physically wasn't enough space in the lunar landing module. Thanks, Al. It was Jim. It was Jim. There wasn't enough space in the lunar landing module to store all of the code to actually land the damn thing on the moon. And so they had to send the code up in 3 bits. So here's the code for making 1 bit happen. Cool, you need to tell us when that's happened. Also, there's also a delay in getting your communications back to Earth and getting our communications back up there. Now that that's happened, now we can send you the next bit of code to run. But only when that's run can you do the next bit. And we have no idea whether it'll work or not, because there just physically isn't enough memory on the lunar landing module to store it all. Can you imagine that? Capsule release, descent and landing. Thank you all. That's just, can you imagine? Can you even, yeah, we're going to send you some code. We have no idea whether it's going to actually work. And if it doesn't, you're going to die on the moon by yourself. Just, what? So, yes, spooky. Whilst you are sadly at the hope end of that, at the end of that spectrum, you're not at the worst end of the hope end of the spectrum. You're absolutely right there, Spooky. It was Homer. He took a. It wasn't that he read a book. It was that he took a wine drinking class and forgot how to drive. But that was because he was drunk. Oh, absolutely. Arla said that, yeah, most of the games that we have now, like I said, simple, but are several times that size. The size of the code that ran on the capsule release in the lunar lander. It's bonkers just how much space we have now. I was reading about, it was something I tweeted out today. I was reading about how this person had written a game for one of the Amstrad series of computers, and the way that the Amstrad worked is you could store a sprite, so an image that represents a character, as they are moving in single bytes. Now, for those of you who don't know, byte holds 8 bits, and you can half that and only make it so half of a byte, sorry, is known colloquially as a nibble, which only stores 4 bits. And this guy was like, I could save loads of memory space and only have to write slightly more complex code if I make all of the graphics sit in nibbles rather than bytes. And so every single line of his code that dealt with moving something around on screen had to do all sorts of crazy mathematics to figure out, am I looking at these 4 bits in memory or these 4 bits in memory, to be able to figure out which sprite was moving and which sprite sheet we had to bear with and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. But people don't need to do that now, right? We make a joke in computer programming about you just npm install all the things, right? Because someone somewhere has already written all the code for you. It won't be very well optimized and it won't be great for your use case, but it already exists, so why bother rewriting? See if I can get this guy, because he keeps taking loads of alcohol and healing. There we go. Yeah, Squidge, it's called a nibble. Half of a bite is a nibble, because that is what it is, right? If you've got a chocolate bar and you don't want to take a bite out of it, what do you take out of it? You take a nibble. I don't think there's anything for quarter of a bite. But then you wouldn't work in quarter of bytes. I don't think. You just say 4. You just say 2 bits. Or I guess you could say shaving a haircut. No. I love what you said there, Squidge. You just eat the bloody chocolate bar. To hell with having a nibble. Just eat the whole thing. I like it. Yeah, I like that everyone agrees with you, Squidge. We've got some real home truths going on there. Oops. I'm gonna have this chicken. If he's you and you're him, then who am I and who's eating this chicken? I don't know why, but red dwarf quotes always come up during my stream, right? Maybe I can... It's not the mayor, is it? It's the president. That's who I've got to save in this. That's right. Because, I mean, what video game doesn't have you saving the president, right? Am I a bad enough dude is what I've got to say to you. I suppose since I'm the ninja, really matter? I don't know. See if we can play baseball with him. Catch! Oh. Ah. Nothing worse than when I lived at home and there would be half a packet of crusts rolled up in the cupboard. Oh, I can't do that. Somebody leaves half a packet of crisps. Gotta munch them. You can't do that. You can't leave half a, especially if it's something great like Doritos or something. My goodness. I don't understand how people can not eat a whole bag of Doritos in one sitting. I don't get how that is even a thing. I feel like more than, you know when I said earlier on, oh, it's the Revenge of the Shinobi bit. Well, I think this is more Revenge of the Shinobi, right? This is very much Revenge of Shinobi level 1. Very much so. But yeah, are you all able to eat just some Doritos and put the bag back? Like, I'm talking one of those big bags, right? Am I the only one? Am I just a really horrible person? This guy, punch that, get the gem. Oh, you have to go. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, all. And we'll hope to see you again another time, and hopefully Squidge can get all of his technical support things sorted for Wednesday's stream. I hope so, anyway, because I like his chill out streams. Just have to figure out how to get him out of that last bit of a maze he's on. Take it easy, all, and stay safe. I tell you what, Spooky, I'm not going to get you started on it, but yeah, I don't see the point of putting the great for sharing sticker. You know I'm not going to share it. I know I'm not going to share it. But let's just not pretend, okay? Right? I'm buying a big whole sharing for one. I'm buying a big old bag of Doritos because I want to eat a bag of Doritos. I'm not buying it because I want to share it with anyone, okay? And maybe that does make me a horrible person, but there you go. Well, what about those stickers they put on the they put the print on the like the cake and it says serves 8 people, and you're looking at it going, no, not 8 people, maybe 8 children, not 8 people. I am a people. I am one people. There is no way that this cake will serve 8 of me. It will serve 1 of me, thank you. Where is the fork? Pass me the fork. I want to eat the cake. Let me eat the cake. Right? Beat this guy up. Serves 8 people. Oh, 1 squidge. I agree with you there, Squidgy. Let's just get this out of the way. Beat this guy up. I'm going to end up taking continue here, I think. I'm on stage 7 as well. Ugh. What a pie that feeds a family of 4. I had the pie with the chips. Yes! That's what I mean, right? It says I serve a family of 4. A family of 4 what? Tiny people? Family of 4 people who don't have much of an appetite? A family of 4 people who've already eaten twice? What? I don't understand. Just, oh. Here we get it. There's Rudra. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. How did... Oh. Come on, Adam, I need you to use the... Ah! This is not going to end well. I am going to end up using a continue here, I think. And before Adam does as well. Not so good today, but I'm trying. I'm trying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying. Dropping a bit of Rabsy Nesbit, yes! Whoops. Ah! Spawned 2 of us. Let's continue. Set on fire. Boom! Ah! That was hardly there. I'm not going to survive this fire, I think. Not with that attitude, anyway. It's well difficult, this. Set her on fire for my final move. Mwahaha! Got ya! That got it, didn't it? Haha! Orange soda. Who loves orange soda? Oh, I can't move. Dun 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 dun. The Duke of Deliciousness cannot move. Quick, follow her. I thought if you can't move, then how are you going to go investigate, right? I don't understand. This is so 80s boss music, isn't it? 80s boss movie music. Like when they introduce them and everything sets on fire and there's like a pool of water that somehow is on fire, right? That's that sound. The sort of Lethal Weapon gambit. Michael Gove there, walking right into the path of danger. drop him on his head and see what happens. Spooky, I love that. I have street cred to uphold, so I'm not going to answer the who loves orange soda question. Surely that would bolster your street cred, right? And yes, Stormin' Norman, it is indeed Streets of Rage, but this is the Streets of Rage remake. This is one of the custom storylines that they wrote, well, the unofficial Streets of Rage remake, which came out quite a few years ago, got completely destroyed by Sega by sending out some cease and desists, but they're still actively developing it. The folks who sort of put it together are actively developing it, which is interesting. This is version 5, right? The version that a lot of people got when it first came out was version 4, and this is version 5. Oh, it's 5.1. I can see because I'm not running it full screen, and along the top border of the screen is the version number, so I can see that. Yeah, every so often they release little updates for it, which is pretty cool. Just like fixing small bugs and stuff, and rebalancing the game mechanics and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's always good to rebalance your game mechanic, isn't it? But there you go. Punch this guy in the face. You don't bring a gun to a pipe fight, if you know what I'm talking about, right? Beat this guy up, the Macho Man Randy Savage wannabe. There he is. But yes, thanks for joining the Stormy Nomi. Whoop, oh, nope, okay. It's these fat dudes again. They're really fast, considering that they're kind of big and fat. I'm gonna get some chicken. He's called Gold, but he wears purple pants. How's that work? Powering through Final Fantasy 13, eh? You still playing that? Because, like, weren't you playing that like 15 years ago or something when it first came out? But then that gives you enough time to get through like the first tutorial, right? Ah, okay, I see. So you never finished it, which is obviously why you're playing through it again. In the hopes that one day you'll be able to put the controller down and go, I finished it. But let's be honest, Final Fantasy 13 is one of those that goes on for a million billion years. And now, isn't that right, Spooky? You could tell us that, I'm sure that you could tell us that Lulu played it for about 4 years. You're on a PC now. Ah, I see. Well, I wouldn't have put it past Square to not release it for PC, because they released it on every bloody thing else, right? You could probably tell I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy 13. And all of its... what, there's 3 of them? Is that right? Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13 2, Final Fantasy 13 3, Final Fantasy 19 bajillion, the Final Fantasy 13 side story, Final Fantasy 13, let's have a look in that dude's hair. All of those different versions of the game, right? Is that because... So Spooky, you've said that you're glad that Lulu had headphones on so you didn't hear it mentioned. Is that because of some kind of PTSD? Oh, more Ninja Stars! Ninja Stars! Boot to the chuff! Biggest problem. Okay, so here's my biggest problem with Final Fantasy 13, right? It was like, okay, walk down this corridor. Okay, I walk down the corridor. Brilliant! I walk down the next corridor. Okay, so I walk down the next corridor. It's like, hooray! You've got 10% way through the game. I'm sorry, what? It was indeed just a corridor simulator. It's a little upsetting, really. There isn't any like depth to it. Which is a shame, really, because I feel like I could have maybe gotten into the characters and stuff. Or maybe I'm just not the target audience anymore. Chapter 11 is when it stops being a corridor simulator. I had no idea. Oh, jeez. What is the point? this guy. Hate this guy. Yeah, let's, so I think I'm going to game over this one because not like intentionally game over it, but I think what's going to happen is I'm not going to win it because after I've done this bit and taken on Mr. X, I then have to find the mayor. Whoops. So I'll come back to what's happening in the chat in a moment, but once I've done the boss rush, which is this elevator level, and I've taken out Mr. X, I then have to run around the building seemingly aimlessly looking for the president because he's hidden in a room and the building is going to explode, right? Which is, and if you don't get him, it's game over. So I don't think I'm gonna get it, but we'll find out. As Spooky said, we were moving some things around the other day, and I accidentally asked if Lulu had completed Final Fantasy, the third Final Fantasy 13 game, and I thought I was gonna have to move in with my parents for a bit. Oh dear, it's not. Yeah, it's. I do remember when Lulu finished it. Right, I was on the phone with her as she was getting close to the end of it, the first one, and I'd said, "You have to, Lulu, you gotta put this on your CV, mate. When you finally finish it, you gotta list it on your CV. Because otherwise, what's the point of having finished it? Other than just because you kind of have to, because you're that feeling. By the time you get to the end of a Final Fantasy game, you have to finish it, because otherwise you'll feel bad about having spent the entire time playing the game, right? And so I felt like Lulu had to finish it to then be able to actually write about it and put it on her CV. Yeah, I was able to actually put up with this pile of garbage and get to the end of it. But that's my opinion of it, folks. Let me move out there before I get blown up. But hey, some people like it, some people don't. I'm one of the people who don't like it. There you go. Dun da da dun. Oh, surprise. Uh-oh. The surprise is, it's not really Mr. X. Then the synth starts playing itself again. Oh, oh. What you want to do, Storm and Nomin, is you want to do what I do with my Nintendo Switch, right? Which is a nice little segue for when I lose at this, right? Let's just do this. So one of the things I've been doing with my Nintendo Switch is buy one game and play it until it's finished. And if I finish it within the month, I can't buy any more until the next month. But if I finish it after that month, then as soon as I finish it, I can buy another. That's what I've been doing. I still win. There is a bomb in the building that will begin a countdown to explode. The moment that my life ends. This is it, right? Not only do I have to beat up any enemies that appear and not die, obviously, I obviously also have to somehow figure out a way of getting to the Prez to find him within the time remaining, right? So I've got 2 minutes 30. So down, I think. Not this way. It's a really cool idea, this, because it's like it becomes kind of like a maze. Amazing. Where are we? But don't blame me there, Spooky. There's so much comes out these days that you need to be You really need to be willing to put the effort into actually playing the stuff that comes out, right? A couple of years ago it wasn't such a big problem because most of the games at retail were still about 50 quid, maybe 40 quid, and if you went to a supermarket you could likely get it cheaper. But these days, no, you ain't gonna do it. You need a key card to reach the last floor. Okay. Let's go this. Can we go this way? Oh, okay. Oh, you've done that. Oh dear. Let's try a little bit further along this way. That's right. 2, 3 doors. Let's go up this one. I've only got a minute left anyway. I am not going to do this, but it would be cool if I could. Can I do this? Let's do this and get rid of these. The thing with the Steam sales, right? It's so easy to just click a button and go, oh yeah, this is like 50 pence or whatever, and buy the game because it costs you nothing, right? I'm not going to do this. I should have gone in that middle room. That's where the key is. Yeah, this is it. There you go, you stop the timer, you see. Yeah, it's so easy to just click a button and buy a game on Steam or on the PlayStation Network or on the Steam store or whatever, which is why I've locked myself to just buy this many games or whatever. I love our switchboard there, just above our head, isn't spelled correctly, it's switchboard. There you go. Right, that stops the timer. That makes it easier for me to finish the game. Oops. But yes, it's so easy. In fact, we haven't come back to it for a while, but we did create a page on the website. I'll show you later if I can finish this level. Nope. This is pointless. We have created a Steam leaderboard, and it's not really like it's based on how much money you have spent on Steam since you got Steam, right? It's not that one. I agree with you completely, Storm and Gnomes. It does become a bit of a black hole, and that's why they do it. Because they don't care that you've spent all your money. Let's try this one. Nope, not that one. Let's try and get to the end of this corridor. It is difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not easy to do. Sticking to one game until you finished it. It is not easy to do, but it's what we had to do, or at least what a number of us had to do when we were kids, right? You have a bunch of games and you can't buy or play anymore until you finished it, or until maybe your parents could afford to buy you a new one, right? And so it's totally within the realms of how we used to play our games back then, right? I think I keep doing these rooms, you know. We'll find out. Get over here. Get over here. It isn't easy because, yeah, you get to a point where you're like, nah, this game's not very great. Not as great as I thought it would be. So I'll just play a different game. So you go and buy a different game, right? Yes! Keycard! Whoops. And so yeah, it's so easy just to keep buying the next game because the game you bought, you get buyer's remorse, right? You think, well, this one's no good, so I'll buy the next one, and I'll buy the next one. So yeah, what's this? Yeah, so Spooky's trying to play Sunless Sea, and if you tried to play it as one game until you finished it would take forever. And Stormy Noman is saying that he's been banned from Fallout New Vegas because he cranked over 30 hours and was told to play a different game for a bit. You're absolutely right there, Squidge. New Vegas is a complete time sink. It's a game that you could sit and play for 5 days continuous and not actually get anything done, right? Well, no, okay, you would get something done, but you wouldn't get a huge amount done because it is so vast, right? And especially with you, Squidge, with all your bloody mods, right? It's the one game that I think you've modded so much it doesn't look anything like the original game, right? Maybe we can get Shiva done in. Whoops. How did he get away from that? I hate how fast some of the bosses in... excuse me. I hate how fast some of the bosses in the Streets of Rage games can be. It's like, even with my character running, which they shouldn't be able to do, they still can't keep up to you. It's really stupid annoying. You only mod Fallout 4 and Skyrim? Oh, well, fair enough then. I must be confused. I do apologise. I was convinced that you modded New Vegas. Was it? Is New Vegas the one where you have the great big eye, the machine that's like an eyeball or something following you around the place? Or am I mixing that up? Fallout... Which one was the one with the dog? That's Fallout 4, right? Go! Do this because I'm going to die otherwise. Storminum's the first mod on Oblivion. Well, oh yeah. Killed him by standing up. That's how hardcore I am. So FO3 and FO4 had dogs. Right, okay. That's me confused then. So this one requires you to play that story in multiple different routes. So when you make a choice, you then have to go back and play it a different way, get the actual ending, which is neat. But that is Streets of Rage Remake story, the custom story that they made for it, right? I'm going to leave this running for a minute. Oh, it does look very glowy. Glowy, glowy. That's the problem, right? So Spooky's listed an example there in the chat of the Oblivion, the Bethesda gambit, right? Oblivion comes out, you start the Xbox, someone leaves the house for 9 hours, and they come back 9 hours later and you're still on Oblivion. And to be fair, one of the reasons why I don't play the Oblivions or the Elder Scrolls is there's way too much to do. Way too much. I want something like this, right? I can sit and play it for an hour and have a whole ton of fun, right? And then I gotta put it down. If that makes me not a hardcore gamer, that's fine. I don't care, right? I don't care what title you give me. I just love playing a silly game, because if you're not having fun doing it, then what's the point? And that's the problem with the Steam Epic stores and all that kind of, all those online stores, is because you get to a point where you stop having fun with the game, and whether you realize it or not, you say to yourself, I'm not having fun with this game, I'm gonna go play a different game. And so you go and play a different game, but to play the different game you got to go buy a different game. And so you play retail, right? You then go, well, I don't know which game I want to buy, I'll go buy something else, and you spend hours and hours looking through the store and then pick something out, and then you wait for 4 hours whilst it downloads, and then you play it for 30 seconds and go, wasn't really I was hoping it would be. Then you go spend 40 quid more, right? This is a really cool feature of the remake. I'm going to let this play out. It takes a screenshot every time you wipe out the boss on every level. Brilliant. So there you go. Didn't even rank that time to get better. The best score I've got so far was on easy. So there you go. Let's have a look, see what I can buy in the shop. 9,000. So, question is, do I buy this character not knowing who they are? Or buy Rue? Or go buy some cheats and that. Let's get that, whoever that is. Minus 5%, yes please. Oh, dude, I can play as Mr. X. It's just shy of getting Rue. Okay. Okay, let's try out Mr. X. Let's try Mr. X. Then what we'll do is I'll take a little break. You want to know who top right is? Oh, oh right, you're a little bit far behind. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I bought Mr. X. So, let's have a look. Oh man, look at that. That's amazing. I'm going to have to play as Mr. X. And I'm going to have CPU as the Duke of Deliciousness. Yeah. Select your route map. Let's go with Streets of Rage 2. Oh, that is awesome! That's amazing! You can only do it once per level, but that is amazing. Oh dear. What I'm going to do is come with me whilst I go over here. Right? I'm just going to show you something. I'll show you a couple of things. It's like, yes. 2 new blog posts. Blah, blah, blah. But for Stormin' Nomin, right? Let me just show you this, right? My 1 in, 1 out rules for the Nintendo Switch are there. If I can even highlight correctly. Essentially, only buy 1 game a month. Cannot buy any more games until I finish that one, right? Even if I finish it within the month. So let's take February as an example. I'll buy a game on February 1st and I finish it on February 2nd. Can't buy any more until March 1st. Or I buy a game on February 1st and it keeps going and rolls over into March, right? As soon as I finish it, let's say I finish it on March 12th, I can then buy a new game, right? But this only counts for games that aren't sports games and those without a logical endpoint. Because you can't really complete a sports game. And games without a logical ending, like Dead Cells, doesn't really have an ending. You just keep playing through it, right? So for games like that, doesn't really count. But if you're interested, I have a list of the Switch games that I bought this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm copy the link address and put it into the chat for people who maybe want to read that. But I was talking earlier on about the Steam leaderboard, right? You got pages, you got Steam spend leaderboard. We need to expand on this, right? This is everyone who's been on the podcast that we've asked. And by that, we mean all 3 of them. But you can see that the last time that we checked in 2018, Scridge had spent $3,500 almost on Steam. And we want to revisit this. But, and we will. I love how, like, Scridge and the Bee were all in the thousands. And I was like, sitting pretty at £399.49. It's ridiculous. But yes, we are gonna go. We're gonna revisit this. See everyone who's on the show how much they have spent on Steam, and then we'll build up a big table, and you'll be able to order it by spend and stuff like that. So something to bear in mind, I suppose. But there you go. Let's see if in the next hour I can finish the other storyline, and then I'll figure out the best path off air. Off air, I'll figure out the best path to do that previous storyline I did and get Mr. X, right? Oh dear, I've lost my window. There we go. Had to find it then. I'm going to play as... Rudra again. I'm going to team up with the Duke of Deliciousness, or rather, the Duke of Deliciousness. Because that's what he's called, right? Let's skip over this. Yeah, if you like the logic storming, feel free to use it. It's out there for people to use for free. I hate this level, right? Just because it's filled with, well, exploding bikes, but also dudes on motorbikes, and it is clearly designed to reduce you down to no lives as quickly as possible. Got it. Let's see if we can finish this, right? Oops. That's what happens when you take a fist to a bike fight. Ain't gonna end well, right? Ah! Wheel to the face. Got him. Got him. Oh dear. I did like that when I was playing with Mr. X there, playing as Mr. X, and you hit the button to call the police, he says, "You expected me to call the police?" Haha! That was pretty cool. I am tempted. Ugh, that's it. Chuck me about the place. I am tempted to try a level on Mania just to see how far I get. Ah, I keep forgetting about that. Do you know what, Stormy Nummy? You've got the right idea. You've said that there's a couple of games you want to get, but you don't want to pay full price. Well, yeah, you don't have to play them as soon as they come out, right? So, why waste 30 quid on buying a game at full price when in 2 weeks' time it's going to drop, right? I was actually contemplating, like, earlier on today, right? I mean, a little secret. I was contemplating in July of this year, so July 2020, they are going to be releasing an Asus Republic of Gaming G14 with a Ryzen 9, which is essentially the Intel killer, the Ryzen 9 CPU. Now if you go look it up, the ROG G14, that's two sets of characters, ROG space G14, AMD Ryzen 9, it's got this really cool like pixel style LED strip on the top of the on the back of the monitor, so whilst you're using it you can have some kind of funky design going on, which is really cool. Problem is, it's damn near £2,000 and they're only taking pre-orders. They don't know how many they're going to make. And I thought to myself, it'd be cool if I got one, but I can wait like 2 months after it's come out, and probably get a slightly improved hardware revision for a little bit cheaper. But I am really excited by the Ryzen 9s because they seem to be able to do everything Intel can, but cheaper, slimmer, using less power and creating less heat. So there you go. I am after trying to build a Threadripper machine, but to get the most out of a Threadripper CPU you got to spend 600 quid on a motherboard, and that's just the motherboard, right? If you want anything else to go with it, you've got to get everything else to go with it. It's crazy. But the motherboards do have, the Threadripper motherboards do have 8 RAM slots in them, and they support terabytes of RAM, which is just bonkers. Can you imagine that? Several terabytes of RAM? That's just, like, why would you need that much RAM? I suppose if you're running Windows and Minecraft, you're probably going to chug along with that, aren't you? There you go. It's not a gaming laptop if you can fry an egg on it. You can't fry an egg on it. Okay. Get off of that, Bo. But yeah, if you can't fry an egg on it, it's not a gaming laptop, says Squidge. So Squidgy has gone and said that 7 terabytes of RAM is just about enough to do an edit job. Is that on the Waffling Tailors or is that on anything there, Squidge? So for those who don't know, yeah, Squidge is a fully trained, as in by me, he's now a working audio editor and actually works on a bunch of different podcasts, right? He works on the Waffling Tailors, obviously, because he is a Waffling Tailors. He is a Waffling Tailors. Well done, Jamie. I can't speak very goodly. He is a Waffling Tailor. He edits the Waffling Tailors, right? The LGR YouTube is amazing, I have to say. But yes, Squidge is the audio editor for Waffling Tailors, but also the audio editor for .NET Core podcast, which is one that I do by myself. Audio editor for Tabs and Spaces podcast, which is one I'm on, but I'm not the only one. And he is also the recently audio editor for Cynical Developer podcast. So lots of development going on, and he hasn't got a clue what it's all about, which is wonderful. You have no idea what's being said. Spend too much time watching LGR YouTube. Mate, do you know what, right? There's a podcast I listen to called Sleep With Me podcast, right? The guy goes on little rambly adventures and he has the most drolly, monotonous voice ever, and it is amazing. I can't sleep, I put it on, right? Because he's like, welcome to the Sleep With Me podcast, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We go on wandering, meandering stories with creaky dulcet tones, and it bowls you to sleep. It's genius. But I would pay good money to hear LGR do the same thing, right? Because let me turn this off. Because his voice is, whilst not creaky and dulcet, is along the same sort of lilty sound to it. It's genius. Did I just put you to sleep there, Squidge? Let's skip over this. But yes, I feel like I've done this level earlier on today, but I think the 2 custom stages have the same. I think they have the same feel to them. Let's see if I can't do this. Let's do this. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, everyone. That'll be all the beers I drank earlier on. My goodness. Oh, that's a bit. That's a bit. My goodness. What is with this weather? Right? I am not complaining. Please don't hear me as complaining, right? Because I'm not. Whoa. We've had our 2 days of requisite UK summertime, right? I love it. I love the weather. But all I'm saying is we've had our required 2 days of summer. What gives? I suppose this is what happens when everyone's on lockdown, right? Ain't nothing polluting the air, so we get a better summer, which is nice. Every time. Go to the head, go to the head. Oh dear. Oh, this is... I hate that boss. The flyy grabby... What's the name that we can come up with, Screech? The flyy grabby man. Whoops. Flyy grabby man. Oh, Squidge's internet dropped out. So Squidge, the boss, the flyy one, the one that just sort of floats about, Jet or whatever he's called. We need a Waffling Tailor's name for him. Go. waiting for him. There you go. I call him Git. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that name. Oh, jeez. So, one of the things I'm wondering, right? Once I've played all 4 of the storylines, and then off stream later on this evening or for the next week, I'll figure out the best way to do that that other storyline so that we get the true ending, right? Once I've done that, what should I stream? Because I'm thinking the classic NES games. Get you around the nesticles, right? I'm interested in what you all think. I'm gonna have this chicken. If you're him and he's you, I've already done this line, but who cares? Then who am I and who's eating this chicken? Fire, right down. Ah, punched me in the back whilst I wasn't looking. What? Shot him in the back while they're not looking. The closest thing I get to a Richard Nixon from the Futurama. Now, obviously, I know that there is a real Richard Nixon, but the Futurama version. Whoa. Yeah. Get him, Gru. Like that. Question to the group. It's a serious one, and it may cause us to lose our friendship. The Simpsons. Futurama. Question that could be slightly loaded. Ho ho! So Spooky said it reminds him that the 2 pilots of SpaceX are called Bob and Doug. Surely they would have surely they should have been Chuck McRocket and Brad Thuster, or Hollywood has lied to him. Wouldn't that have been if they were on Mystery Science Theater 3000? Oh, excuse me. I agree with you, Scridge. Paradise PD is an amazing TV show. The Lord of Darkness is here. There he is, Mr. G himself. How you doing, G? Whoop. See if I can get this guy before I get there. Just come here. Stupid. Love how I put all that effort in to try and hit him. The Duke of Deliciousness just gives him... Let me try that again. And the Duke of Deliciousness just gives him a swift backhander. He's like, get out of my way. You know what it is? It's because I'm not very good at these games, I suppose. I love playing them, but I'm just terrible at playing them. That's fine. This guy up here. Got him. Spooky said Futurama. Yep, I agree. Futurama is the better of the 2 titles. But then, is that right? Is that genuinely just because The Simpsons has been on the air since, I don't know, Moses, and Futurama hadn't had the chance to grow old in the same way that Firefly didn't get the chance to grow old? Everybody talks about how Firefly was really good. Don't get me wrong, it was really good. But was it only as good as we think it was? Because it didn't have a chance to get to the point where the inevitable TV cruft happens and they start repeating storylines or just bad dialogue. But then, would that have happened because Joss Whedon was in charge of it? I don't know, who can say? Whilst I do believe in Joss we trust, in Whedon we trust, I don't know. Maybe it was kind of a good thing it got taken off the air. Opening I am opening some old wounds here on the stream. My goodness. So a lot of dogs have said rather than Futurama or The Simpsons, he prefers BoJack. And you know what? BoJack is pretty good. Weird ending. that didn't really seem to fit with everything, but yeah, weird ending. Was that 1/3 of a second soundbite, or is that one soundbite every 3 seconds? Or... Ah, okay. Well, I won't tell you what happens at the end, just that it's a bit strange. But then BoJack is a bit strange, right? There's a whole episode, if you haven't seen it, where someone steals the Hollywood sign, I think. 1/3. Oh, right. That would have been an interesting experience. Then again, 1/3 cuts out most of the that I do, so, you know, you wouldn't have heard all of those. The underwater episode was indeed rather trippy. Ooh. Oh, no, don't hit me. Try to move out of the way. Make sure my beer gets put down properly. Yes. Yes. He's upped his game slightly. What's happened here? Who am I? Or what have we done with Jamie? Oh dear. Maybe... Well, I was going to make a joke about a magic torch then, but I thought probably best not to. Family show! Or at least as close to a family show as possible. There we go. Oh yes. Oh, okay. One of these days, I'll hit some more. Oh yeah. Just in time to grab the Ankh necklace. Ah, it booted me in the head. I'll have the apple, please. What were the dinner options tonight? It was liver or fish. That's right, I had the chicken. Let me slice you. There you go. It slices, it dices, it makes 15 types of julienne fries. Ugh. Kids. Oh dear. Let him rush over there and beat that up. Boom! And then he goes and does exactly the same bloody thing. There you go. Oh, yeah, got him. Julienne fries from kids, yes. You just sort of like just go. Nope, that's what you do. Or do you? Whoa. Who can say? It's most people who've done it can say. It seems vaguely obvious to me now I've said it. I mean, it's not the most inane thing I've ever said. It was right up there. So not very good at these games. Oh well, I'm also not that entertaining, but let's see if we can turn this thing around. Chuck a ninja star. There we go. Whoop. What did I get wrong in that court squidge? Because I got it wrong, didn't I, when I did the julienne fries bit? What did I get wrong? Good. Wrong movie, Squidge. The dude does not break, it broke. He's Aladdin. I was going for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It slices, it dices, it makes 15 different types of julienne fries in it. And then the pizza lands on Splinter's head and he goes, turns to the camera. Love the fourth wall break, turns to the camera and goes, kids. Yeah. Give me another right movie. What did I do wrong this time? Got it. No. Hate this boss. Big a rip-off. I hate it. I got the quote right. Yay! Always good to know that I got part of something, right? Got it. No. Got him with a bunch of those. Yes! Get him in with the ninja stars. Which I believe is the technical term. Or I'm going to throw a ninja star at your face if you're Jamie. Okay, let's do this. Sega State. Oh, this is where we do baseball. That's right. Get him. Nice. It's like Boo. You see that just above Rudra's head there? It's like Boo. I wonder what it's like though, other than, you know, Boo. Monsters Inc. Do baseballs. That's it. Do baseballs. That's it. Just above our head. Do baseballs. Do baseballs what? Do baseballs. Sink or swim. Do baseballs. Yes. Do the baseballs. I suppose do baseballs like Boo. Right, do baseballs is like Boo. So do baseballs like Boo. Knee to the head, sorry now. Oh no! To kick this dude's butt. That's the sound I like to hear. Yes. This guy is so top heavy. Like, he clearly didn't go to leg day, did he? It's like a big V shape. I guess rather more like a U shape. U shape? You mean me shape? Love the inclusion of the screen in the background. No. Oh, clackety clackety. This guy up. Punch, 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 punch. Hello there, I'm Linda Lilly. Got him. In my spare time, I like to fight as Goth Ninja. I am Goth Ninja. Hear me. Burst into flames. Reverse elevator level coming up, folks. How spry these dudes are. They're rather largely, but they're really quite big. Maybe it's just that cardiovascular training. God Ninja! Cousin of Godzilla! Wouldn't that be called Cod Ninja? Shut up, Jim. Stop trying to be funny. Got him. Ping! That was a little disconcerting when that happened. There's nothing I'm going to write home about. There he is, Scridge, with the technological joke. Ping! About 160. I'd say about 3 o'clock ship time, Dave. Where are all of these dudes coming from? They must have killed about 1 million people somehow. Just think, right, if the Streets of Rage games had a kill count, much in the same way that the Dead Rising games have, right? How many of these feckless goons do you think you've ever beaten in your history as a video game player, playing games like Streets of Rage and other street brawlers like Final Fight and Double Dragon and things like that? How many of these feckless goons have lost their lives so that we could be entertained? Someone needs to make a drawing of the Goth Ninja, do they? Well, we've all got loads of time. Are you willing to be the person who does the drawing of the Goth Ninja? This bloody boss. I hate him. Abadidi. Hate him. Right, I asked this last time, right? What's this dude doing? What the heck is this dude doing? What is he doing? Just he's doing the pie and mash toss. Ha ha! Some deep cuts to some old Waffling Taylor's episodes. Love it. What did we talk about in the pie and mash toss? I have to look that one up. It was indeed. You're right there, Screech. It was an episode with the bee. You have to look that one up. Fact. What did we talk about? Age of Empires, Crash Bandicoot, Jurassic World Evolution, Hyper Bishi Bashi Championship, Quake, Ultimate Fight, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, XCOM. It's all there. So we'll dump that in the chat there. We had an F-bomb episode. Let's go that way. Do this. This is the song that always reminds me of Ace of Base. She leads her lonely. You see? Yeah, right. Aside from my attempting at singing, which is completely off key. Train journeys you'd go on, Squidge, where you'd be playing this game. Is that what you mean? So yeah, in the chat there, Squidge has said there, I guess, that this track makes him nostalgic for train journeys. Which train journeys and to where? I will ask. And is it because of playing Streets of Rage Remake on the train? Oh right, I see. It's the music that you would listen to on the train. You just sit and listen to the Streets of Rage soundtrack, would you then, Squidge? I wonder what games you can think of that are set on a train other than Resident Evil 0. What other games? And apart from Train McTrain Face or something like that. You can tell I'm good at naming things, right? Chase the Express. Chase the Express was a good game. Streets of Rage opening mashup with Tupac on YouTube. Okay. I don't usually assign the words good, Tupac and YouTube together, if I'm honest. But that's usually because it's people making their own stuff. There you go. Oh no. Right, just because I'm gonna die anyway. Get some chicken. Yes. Final Fight indeed does have a level on a train. What other train games? So not Resident Evil 0, Chase the Express, Final Fight, Then Should They Go, which is essentially a train simulator that was only really released in Japan. Densha meaning train. Interestingly, it's an electric car. Huh. Sword, please. Yeah. Whoosh. What's great about it? Like, did you see him fall to pieces when I hit him with the sword? Oh, glorious. Family game, obviously. Oh, you've ordered a load of stickers, have you, Squidge? Can you share with us the details of the stickers? I'd like to know what's going to end up on your laptop. Or are you going to keep it a secret and maybe announce it on an episode? Ah, got hit by Git. Oh, can't do that. I can't. Oh. Fair enough. I'll tell you what then. Why don't you Squidge? Because you can't really show us which laptop stickers you've ordered. Why don't you get them, arrange them on your laptop, and then share with us. 10 laptop stickers. Ooh. Can't wait to see it. What you'll have to do, let's talk about it on the pod. We can totally, we'll have to do a segment on laptop stickers, right? Because laptop stickers is a big thing in the developer community. And I can tell you about some of the folks that I know, and some of the folks you know, Squidge, who have laptop stickers on their laptop stickers, If there's a person that you know, Squidge, that you have worked alongside with, that's all I'll say, who is a developer, who has that many stickers on his laptop, but there's four layers of laptop stickers on the top of their laptop. And it's not Joe, because you've not worked with him. So that's a good guess. Yeah, Joe. Oh dear. Let's beat this guy up. This is where it fakes you out. And you think, oh great, I've got these two fat dudes as my boss. And you're like, yeah, that's awesome. I'll just use all of my stuff. No, this isn't the boss though, is it? So it fakes you out. Ah, it's set on firework. Yeah, we'll do it. Oh, it's like an angel, me. An angel with laryngitis. Let's check it. Yeah, the fire guys are a bit annoying, if I'm honest. Let's get this guy to... The fire guys are a bit annoying, because they move too quick. You just... Ugh. Stuck in a loop here, alright. That's better. Ugh. Taken down by holding a pointy head. No. Don't not beat me up. Yeah. Indeed he is, Scridge. That dude is indeed wearing an old-timey swimsuit. Because I think he's meant to be a sailor? Stage 5! Let's get all those points at it. It's a bunch of bahoo! Boo-ha! Boo-ha, that's right. Ooh-ah! Don't let me knock you down again. Dun dun dun. Wave 141. Do 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 do. You won. Next 10 days? Wow. I don't know where you ordered from to get them in the next 10 days. That's awesome. You're going to get your stickers in the next 10 days. So then... Oh, when will we talk about it? We're going to have to maybe post a picture on the Twitters. Anybody else in the chat got stickers on their laptop? I got some on one of my laptops, but on both of them. lights up and then I'll show you. Good idea, mister. What I'll do is I'll show you the stickers that I have on my laptop. I don't have many, you see. Keep it kind of profesh, even though that's not my professional laptop. That's my dev lid. The lid for my dev machine. It's not the only dev machine I have, but that's one of the dev machines I have. Ooh. But yeah, we do have what yellow stickers or something. These boxes, and containers, and all that kind of stuff. They're in there somewhere. We go this way. Maybe we should give out some stickers to some bots. What do you reckon, Scrooge? Waffling, tell us stickers for people. These dudes, I hate them. Set them on fire. Still got yours from EGX, Scrooge. Well, maybe we should have a it's no longer EGX, do you want a sticker? A thumb. Whip. Whip. Whoops. Oh, that's bad. In the jungle! Yeah, laptop stickers, they're okay to peel off as long as you do them real slow. But you ain't going to be able to stick it on anything else, that's the only problem. That's the only problem. Once you've peeled them off, they're effectless. That's one of the reasons why. So Screech and I both have laptops that have hard cases on them. And one of the many reasons for that is that if you put stickers on the hard case and then you either can't get the stickers off or you have trouble getting the sticker off and it rips the hard case, it's such a huge problem. Shame. I don't have a hard case for the you're right, Scrooge, the struggle is real. I don't have a hard case for the Mac because hard cases for Macs are like 80 quid each and they're just way too expensive for what it's just simply a thin sheet of plastic. So I will show you. Right. Need to move the keyboard. I showed you all where the secret stash of my laptops is here. Not mine. So, Mac laptop, which is genuinely gets used for Mac specific things. But okay. Apologies for the Dell XPS 15. We put the stickers on there. That way, if it rips it or it tears it in some way, rip and tear, it doesn't actually cause any issues. Also, it hides the ugly Dell logo. But there you go. That's my opinion on the Dell logo. Not a big fan. Do like the Apple logo, but partially just because it lights up. Then again, I'm not. Okay, opinions in the chat, please. RGB lighting inside your computer. What is the point? That's what I want to know. What is the point of RGB lighting inside your computer? Because, well, my computer's under the desk. You're never, ever going to see it. Alright. Still see. Well, no, I mean, if you get yours for free, then that's fine, right? That, you know, that makes my hair glow in the dark. Yes, it does, Scridge. And I don't just mean because it irradiates your hair. Don't need the chicken just yet. Vega ripoff and 3 gits. Alright. Sorry everyone. If you ever shift my machine out of this room and go onto a better desk, it'll be more of a feature of the room than a gimmick in the case. Well, yeah, I can see that. If you've got something which makes it the center, like a centerpiece for the room, totally. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Lights, not bat signals. See, right? There's a podcast I listen to, which is a development-based podcast called Coding Box, and they talk about every year they pretend that they have $2,000 each, and they get to go build their own best computer, right? And I mean, they're developers, right? So they're hardware heads. I'm a developer, but I'm not a hardware head. Right? Hey, Screech! Ding! Wrong show! Love it. That's a Tabs and Spaces deep cut. Yeah, and they give each other a $2,000 fake budget, and they go out and they spec up a machine that they could build for $2,000. And I do remember one of the years it was Joe. He bought a bunch of Bitcoin mining USBs, and then used the rest of the money to buy just a big bag of Cheetos dust. So that was fun, and he actually looked it up because he was on keto at the time and it was keto friendly, so he called that a win. But one of the things that they're always talking about is, oh, this RAM's got RGB lighting on it. I'm like, but why? I mean, I get that. I'm not saying that I want PCs to go back to the dark ages of the beige box that slowly turns brown, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old fogey and I don't see the point of the constant RGB flashy lighting. So you don't. Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose I could lose my computer if it wasn't all lit up like a bloody Christmas tree. But yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to not lose my computer. Maybe that's a real concern, that folks will lose their desktops. To be fair, it's just yet another flashy thing. Right? That's why you don't let your PC go on sneaking missions, is it, Scridge? You don't let your PC play Thief or Metal Gear Solid the home game. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I kind of like the idea of having it synchronize automatically with music or the game that you're playing or whatever. I'm just worried, like, the amount of flashiness that would be going on. Just, it would hurt my head, hurt my eyes, cause me all sorts of eye issues, more than the ones that I already have. Is there, you see, Squidge is saying no bat signal. Is there a lot of dogginess? A bat signal mode. Can I push a button when next to your computer and it sends out the bat signal? Is that something that can be done? And if not, why not? I did that and it made my phone screen light up. Interesting. Beating myself up there, quite literally. Do 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 do. Don't kick me, I'll chuck a ninja star at you. Or I am the goth ninja lady type woman thing. Yeah. The hell with this. Set her on fire. Whoosh! No! Where's my gem? My gem. Oh. Yay. Goth McNinja Starface. I like it. On screen, let's have a refers to. Oh, no. People are texting me and they're like, no, I'm playing the game, leave me alone. So, a couple of things going on in the chat. So Squidge is asking, could you create a bat signal? And I asked it too, obviously, on the stream. Turns out that you could if you have your own custom setup and stuff. Just unlikely to be on a standard RGB rig, which is both, I suppose, a good and a bad thing. There you go. And yeah, Squidge saying it would take too much effort on his part. Storm and Gnomes, yes, you're right, Rudra wasn't in any of the Sega games. So yeah, this is, so like I said earlier on, this is the unofficial remake of the game. And with the remake comes 4 separate storylines to play through. You've got the first 3 games, and then you've got a custom one that they made up for this specific remake. And yeah, so she was one of the bosses in the remake. Wow, I wanted to slice it. What do you think you are, slapping me in the face? I'll slap you in the face with my foot. That's the thing, right? Slapping someone in the face with a foot. Rip, rip. Yeah, that one's called Thrush. Sorry, family show. Oh, she got beaten up. Get these folks on fire. Family show, I'll set them on fire. I don't think that special move does as much damage as I think it does. Yes, Squidge, that is indeed why he's always on one leg, because of the thrush. You know, the patent ran out not so long back. Those folks who remember Ridge Racer will remember that it had a game on the loading screen, right? You could play Space Invaders, I believe it was, on the loading screen. And Namco patented that. And I think it was last year, or maybe it's this year, the patent on that runs out. So if other companies wanted to, they could put games on their loading screens without having to pay Namco. So my question to you is, which games need another game on the loading screen? And are they all Streets of Rage style elevator levels? Just remember, it's got to be a game that has a long enough loading screen that it requires another game to be played on the loading screen. That's a decline of video gaming knowledge there, Squidge. Half-Life 2 and play another game of Half-Life 2 whilst the first Half-Life 2 loads. I have not played GTA 5 Squid, so I don't know. Does GTA 5 have a long loading time? Oh, I got shot. Place to get shot. That was very Bill Cosby, wasn't it? You need to shave again before Grand Theft Auto 5 minutes. That's how, true story, that is how Quincy Jones felt about the intro to Billie Jean. It was so long that he needed to shave afterwards. This proves that even a great mind could be wrong about something once in a while. Okay. Last level. Can he do it? Hope I can. You can, it's sleepy. Don't know whether you can tell. Ah! Kicked him into me. What I think I'm gonna do is, depending on how far I get into it, I may only get as far as when I need to take my continue. You can watch Moscow in real time whilst that game loads. Man, I love Bill Bailey jokes. Yes, indeed you do, Squidge. Let's see if I can do this. Get rid of him. Yeah. Talk about a sky. That's what I did. I think I'll get past the first boss in boss rush mode. Don't think I'll get past the second one. I mean, not with that attitude, Jimmy, you know. This guy I'll get past. I think I'll get past the next one. The good old-fashioned Falcon Punch. Yes. Ugh. It was like watching the beginning of a wrestling match, that. Bad wrestling match, but a wrestling match nonetheless. Got him. this guy I don't think I'll get past. So what I'm going to likely do is fight valiantly, or I suppose it's up to you to decide whether I fight valiantly or not. Attempt to fight valiantly all the way through to when I have to take my first continue. And I'll call it quits. I know I'm right at the boss, but I'm getting super sleepy. And it ain't going to be entertaining for you all to watch me just sit here and be super sleepy. Hopefully I can get past this guy. I'm not going to camp my chickens. Partially because I don't have any. Ah! I don't care that he's technically cheating, just spamming that same move, but I don't really beat him, right? Yeah. Right at the top of the screen you can see the floor of where Mr. X is. I'm too sleepy. Too sleepy for once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Adam valiantly fight his way out of this. I think I'm going to call it quits. Because I'm really quite sleepy. Because it's Sunday. There's a time, but it could be anywhere. It could be at any point. Doing quite well, but it's taken it 2 full lives to get to this point. The Ultimate Warrior. So yes, I will see how far he gets. I think he's going to do it in this one. It's always fun to watch the CPU fight the CPU, you know? Well, alright, you don't have to agree it's fun, but I think it's fun. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to cut this guy short. Just jump straight to... Nope, okay, fair enough. In that case, folks, it's been fun. You stay safe, and you stay fun, and you stay awesome. I'll see you later, okay? Bye bye. She